Hi, everybody. This is Vaughn with Sweet Rocks Crystal Healing here. And today, I'm just working on my hair. So, a little update. Been kind of going through a dark night of the soul phase and kind of had to do a lot of inner work, working through my shadows, working through my grief, my misery, my frustrations with everything. And I kind of had to get to it in a way that, um, I had to surrender. I had to let go. I had to start going with the flow in the sense that I can't control things that I can't control. And naturally, as a man, especially when it comes to my children, I want to be that protector. And naturally, we want to energetically want to control it all. Not saying that that's wrong, but it is important that if we can't control a situation, that we allow it to just unfold the way that it's meant to unfold. And what I mean by that is we can control how we respond. We can control how we react. We can control the part of us on how we feel about a situation. We can control our perspectives. We can control all of those things within ourselves. Now, the exterior, some of the things outside, let's just say someone did a cruel thing to us. We can't control what they did to us, but we can control how we respond. That's what I'm meaning by that. And so as been clearing out a lot of my dark night of the soul phase here, especially with what was going on with my little one, with her mother, it's been amazing. And so I immediately really immersed myself into the inner work and learning how to let go, learning how to go with the flow, learning how to do all these things. And it's amazing how I was able to open a space for my daughter to come back, but also create a timeline where her mother is far more reasonable, far more understanding in this than she has been, and not so defensive. Because she would project all of her hate, all of her fears, all of her internal yuckiness onto me and act like I'm the one that's creating that for her. And the reality is I wasn't. Now, when she originally told me that I will not be able to see her again until things are said and done, well, because I've been through several custody battles before with my oldest, it's like, oh, I know how the courts work. This is going to take some time. And if I'm not going to be able to see my child until the court system's finalized, like her mom said, I can't control that. Now, my name's on the birth certificate. My name's on, she carries my name. And she's been a part of my life. So I understand that the courts will not take my rights away in the way that she wanted it to. Because she's been trying to scrub every memory of me and trying to forsake it all, which only left the negative behind, the memory of what she carried on her. And in a way that was being projected onto my little one, which is not right. I mean, it really isn't right. There's a lot of defamation, a lot of negative things being said and done to make it seem like I'm not a good person. And what's even more crappy about that is that my child is the one that's affected most by all of this. So I did my inner work and I went in and I reached out a lot. Like I actually, this time around with my battles, I went with, instead of keeping it in, instead of bottling it up, instead of processing and dealing with it on my own, I decided to start vocalizing it to others, start asking for help. And not help as in help me pay for it, help me energetically overcome. Help me create these ripples I need so that I can bring her back to me. Help pray for my daughter to make sure that she's safe and protected. And that's kind of where I was asking for help from people, especially through the Step Into Your Power community. The prayers that happen in there, I mean, I've used it a few times. Again, I'm a man that I don't ask for help if I can do it myself. If I can do it myself, I just don't ask for help. That's how I was raised. I'm capable, I'm resilient. And so it's like that's the journey that I've been on, is how to take care of myself. And so I learned that I don't need to ask for help because I'm very capable. But on the topic of this, the emotions I was feeling, the grief that I had, the distress that I went through, the sleepless nights, the the just profuse crying and sobbing, like it just is exhausting. I started actually asking for help on just an energetic spiritual level. And together, the collective community and Step Into Your Power really helped speed that healing up. I don't even know how to explain it. The prayers that were said for me were absolutely just powerful. And I'm so grateful that I've found my kind of people, my spiritual community that lift me up and love me and embrace me for who I am. So there's a term used in the world of dreadlocking, and it's called your dreadlock journey. Now, I want to elaborate on what that means. So the dreadlock journey means that it's a process to keep our locks good. It's a process to keep them maintained and solid. It's a process to keep them clean. It's a process to ensure that they're healthy so that our hair doesn't fall out. So there's this process to all of it. And, there's also that stigma of, oh, that stinks, and it's like smelly, and like all these things. Sure, it can get that way, but so does not taking a shower. So I don't know what they're complaining about. Just groom yourself. But your hair, the dreadlocks, in my opinion, it can be maintained the exact same way that you would anywhere else. You just scrub your hair a little different. But you're going to use a little different shampoo. You're definitely going to use something to kind of cleanse and clarify your scalp. Like there's a little different process to it. But all in all, it's all the same. I mean, you're going to wash your hair. You're going to get it wet, But for me, as I've been learning with my own physical health and my scalp and my hair, I do my regular showers and grooming like every human should, but my hair it's a once a week. We're gonna exfoliate and scrub, and I go lock by lock and scrub them all out, rub them down, and love it. And in that process, on a week, I'm doing my affirmations. I'm pulling on my hair. I'm scrubbing. I'm caring for all of this. As we're doing it, and I'm saying my positive affirmations that I am just a beautiful person. And I remind myself through that process as I scrub each lock on a weekly, setting my intentions. So through my whole dark night of the soul phase, I maximized how much love and care I went through myself. I began creating. I began using my frustrations in a silver lining to channel what I needed to create that timeline that I desired. I worked hard on myself doing my inner work. So now that this dark night of the soul phase is all said and done, well, I wouldn't say it's all said and done because nothing is certain, right? But the heaviness of it is over. And in a way, I opened a space to bring my little one back to me. And let me tell you, the love of a little child that comes up to you and says, I love you, Dad. I mean, even my oldest, when she says, I love you, Dad, it melts my heart. But it's from a sweet, innocent child that's not just, they rely on you wholeheartedly and they see you as their superhero and they see you as just, the love from your children saying, I love you entirely is incredible. I wouldn't change that for the world. It empowers me to become a better person for them. It empowers me to become a better person for myself. It empowers me to become a better person for humanity. To have a child say, I love you, it is such a powerful experience, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So my dreadlock journey, I started growing my hair just before the pandemic started. It was like, I want long hair. So I just started growing my hair long. And then the pandemic happened, and I realized my job was worthless, and I was insignificant, and the decade that I had put into creating what I did was nothing. And so it's like, okay, well, it's time to move on. The universe literally threw it in my face, was like, hey, you're getting out of this, like plain and simple. And I knew that time was coming because I was seeing the effects it was doing to my body. I was seeing the effects of how it was affecting my oldest at the time, because my inavailability to be there. There were things happening in the home that my heart and gut knew things were happening, but I couldn't prove it. And in a way, I used my job to escape that reality, because I could control what was happening at work, but I couldn't control what was happening in her mom's home. And just having that feeling and it consuming me, knowing that something's wrong and there's nothing I can do about it because I needed concrete proof. And I didn't, the only way that I could have got it is by doing the very evil that they were doing. It's the only way I could have got the proof. And I wasn't ready to sell my soul to find it, and so it's just like I had to, I don't know. I mean, at the time, I wasn't going through my spiritual journey, so I just kind of worked a lot. Now, through that time, though, I mean, half the week I spent with my oldest. And I made sure that we went through school and made sure we did all the school things. I worked through it all with her. But I made it a point to spend, 3.5 days out of the week to be with her, to be a part and involved in her life. And I took on the responsibility of school because the conversation that had happened with her mom was, I can't do math, so if you want her to succeed in school, you have to do it. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Then we're switching schedules. And yeah, so I bent over backwards. I worked a lot of 50, 60-hour weeks in 4 days. That's what I mean is that I destroyed my body in so many ways, but I did it so that I could have that half a week to spend with my child. Now, the reality is I was so beat up and worn out me being present in those times was not very much. All I wanted to do was lounge and do nothing and recover. And in a way, I forced that onto my child too. So it was just, I wasn't winning. I wasn't winning at life. So in my dreadlock journey, as I like to call, it's my hair. So this is how I perceive hair. Hair is connected to our scalp. Our scalp is connected to our head, which is housing our brain, our chalice, as the Rastafarians put it, the chalice, that's inside the skull. And our pineal is the gland that keeps us connected to the divine creator. And so our hair, being crystalline, being storing memory of our journey, the hair is all part of it. I see the hair on our body as an antenna to the divine, plain and simple. So if you want change in your life, like say you're in a funk, let's just say that you're not feeling well, you're kind of feeling miserable, you're really depressed, and you're ready to get out of that, you're ready to change. One of the things I recommend to people is change your hair, because hair is an expression of who we are. How we groom ourselves, how we care for ourselves, how we love ourselves, how we hate ourselves. Whatever it is, hair is like our clothing is an expression of who we are. And so I just kind of went apart on my journey of understanding that very thing about the power of hair. And for me in my journey at the time, I was like, I was with my ex. She'd opened my eyes to some new ways of thinking about spirituality. She opened my eyes to other things, which only opened the door for me to evolve so exponentially. I can't even, I'm not saying that she's the reason why I'm here, but she opened my eyes to it. And I went through the door myself, and I went down my own roads, and I went down my own discovery and my own everything that's in there. That's going on with my life. So in the pandemic, I started growing my hair out because I liked the look of dreadlocks, and I was just like, I think I want to grow my hair out. But I didn't want to do the full locked journey because on me, with little stubs, of dreadlocks to get started. So I spent 5 years or 4 years. No, actually, no, it's closer to 5 years. I spent 5 years just growing my hair out, caring for it, getting the roots established, getting my hair strong, and I had flowing hair. I had flowing hair down to my butt before I had all this locked up. And then I got into the extensions, so I got braid-in extensions with them because I wanted to try it out, see if that's something I want. And on day one, when I had my extensions installed, on day one, it felt like I had this hug from inside. There was this hug that it surrounded me. Like I was constantly being hugged by myself. And in a way, the energy of that made me feel like I was always loving myself. So the weight of it, the warmth that came with it, because I wasn't used to that, the warmth that came with it, and all that was just, it was such a divine experience that I couldn't part with it. So I used the extensions. I braided them. I like the colors. Mine was a lot of like forest greens and dark greens and caramels and dark browns. So I have pictures where you see my hair looking like that. But I liked it so much that I'm like, you know what? I just want to do the real deal. I want to actually fully immerse into the dreadlock journey. And so I paid somebody to come in, lock my hair, get it started. And my hair was long when it started. So when I started my journey, that's kind of where it's at. But um, I've been kind of going through some things. So as I've been transitioning to my sovereignty, I've not really spent a great deal of time caring for my hair. I've not spent a great deal of time locking things in like I should be. So I've kind of neglected it because I've just been so busy. And I don't know. In a way, it's kind of symbolic because where I'm at in my life now is that I've been overcoming a lot of fears and hurdles that I have been carrying that I didn't realize I had been carrying for so long. And all of it kind of just like came out. So on my journey, this is kind of how it started. And this part of it, like when I have to work the necks, it's kind of looks goofy the way I'm at. But I have to, you get your little flyaways as they call them. I got to pull all of those in, but I also got to make sure that I'm not connecting it to, or I'm not locking my locks together, because that can happen. And I've got a couple that I did lock it together, and there was no way of getting it apart without chopping it off. And I was just like, okay, well, it's just going to be a fat log with a tail split, you know, and over time, as I'm grooming and trimming him down, eventually it'll grow itself out. So I just kind of like, okay, well, that's just how it is as part of the dreadlock journey. And so I go through. So the reason why I like this is because it forces me to have to do self-care for myself. I actually spend time with myself. And I'm pulling on every single hair fiber in my head as I'm doing this. And because it's connected to my chalice, it becomes this whole spiritual experience that comes with it. And so how do I maximize this time that I'm doing for myself to self-love and self-care so I can continue to grow and evolve spiritually? Well, because each lock on my head is tied to a specific spot, it's going to carry a different energy. So I just started using my locks to set affirmations for myself. Start setting the beauty that I see in myself. Start empowering myself to become strong. Start empowering myself to become powerful and beautiful. Each lock that I do, each time I care for each one, it's a reminder that I am love. I am powerful. I am divine. And I go through it all. And so each time I do the maintenance, I'm setting new affirmations. I cleanse the old and I'm doing the new. And I set the affirmations and I kind of go through it. Now, because I've not like maintained it a lot, because again, working a job, dealing with the family thing, getting into sovereignty, building my business, doing the things that I need to do, it kind of, I didn't have time to do it. And in a way, I kind of got really behind. And so my stylist locked him in. She'll probably be mad at me that I haven't been working my roots the way that I should. But, you know, she also understands that our dreadlock journey is what it is. We make our dreadlock journey what we make it to be. And that's okay. You know, so our hair is going to become what we say it is. But as I've been going through my journey and rediscovering who I am and rapidly evolving, I'll tell you what, I'm not the same person now as I was a month ago because of the dark night of the soul phase that I kind of got pushed into. But I didn't like what came. I didn't like any of it. And naturally, all my fears about it came out all at once, and it was excruciatingly painful. When my ex told me that I wouldn't see her again until the custody thing was taken care of, I'm like, you know, my fears of I'm not going to be able to see her for at least a year. You know, I'm just like, and what did I do to deserve that? You know, because when my daughter comes here, it's all about Dad. I love you, Dad. I love you, Dad. And she just hugs me and she's attached to my hip. Right now, she's sitting there playing with me, being so good and patient while I film this. But my daughter is just so cute and precious. And it's like I wouldn't change that for the world. I wouldn't change it for the world. And in a way, my oldest was like this too until her trauma started happening at a very young age. Now, I knew something was up. I knew things were going on, but I couldn't prove it because I got these people that seemed to think that I was the reason why Addison was going through those things. And so it's like, what? What's going on here? That doesn't make any sense. And so I couldn't, because I couldn't prove it. Now, like I said, I've been through several custody battles with my oldest, and I can never prove what I felt was happening. I can never prove what my heart was telling me. I couldn't prove it. I couldn't protect my child based on what my intuition was guiding me to feel. So with this older one, with my youngest one, all of those fears came out again. It's like I relived all that trauma that I went through with my oldest. I went through it all in like a few weeks. All of it, I relived every memory. I relived every fear. I relived all the guilt. I lived through the anxiety. I lived through every bit of that chaos once again. And it all laid out on me again. And it was heavy. My body hurt. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't take care of myself. I couldn't give myself to anybody. Everything in my journey, it pained me. It was so excruciating. I can't even explain how painful it was. But at the end of it, the universe was just telling me, hey, I know that you've healed. I know that you've overcome that. But have you really? Has it been set in stone that you are healed from it? That it's not going to trigger you? And yeah, I was triggered. And so I had to go through my dark night of the soul phase. But because I've trusted in the divine community that I've been a part of, the Step Into Your Power community, I approached this totally different. When I was told that I had to, not be very much alive, are you kidding me? Like I'm like her superhero. She loves hanging out with me. We have so much fun together. And to be told that all these hurtful and hateful things, I was just like, where is this coming from? And in a way, I see it now as the universe was preparing me to evolve in the way that I have. So how did I get through it? I focused on creating. That fire that ignited it within, that I needed to protect my child, I needed to do something about it, I needed to take action. The fire within our solar plexus, it erupted like a furnace getting fired up, or a forge getting fired up for the first time. I was powered. Like I wanted to go like rage mode. But I knew through the Step Into Your Power community, like Brother Jimmy always said, go with the flow. You got to let go and go with the flow. He says that all the time. You got to let go with the flow. And I'm like, fine, okay. I can't control that. I don't know when I'm going to see her again, so I'm going to work on me. I'm just going to work on me because I know that when that time comes and I can bring her back in, I know that I will not be the same person that I was. So because I focused on that and I didn't bottle up my emotions like I naturally wanted to. Now, see, I was raised in an environment with my home that we are powerful, we are capable, we are resilient, and we can get through it all. So I grew up with that mindset that I can do it. But in a way, because of my pride, it was I can do it myself. I don't need help. I don't need help. And in my frustration, my angers, it was always about, well, I don't need help. I don't need it. But this time around, when it happened, I started asking for the spiritual things. I started asking for prayers. I started asking for guidance. I started asking for advice on how to handle it spiritually and energetically rather than approaching all of it with force and chaos, the way that I only knew how to do. And the community came together and started saying their most beautiful prayers. They started sharing their light. They came together to lift me up. And every time I was struggling and suffering and feeling the heaviness of it, like I can't do it anymore, I just reached out and said, I need help. So I trusted in the community to help me get through it. And the wisdom and advice I got from people was it wasn't, a lot of it I didn't want to hear. I didn't want to hear what they had to tell me because it's like, I already know this. But in a way, I took it for how it was received, and I surrendered and let go. And in a way, that surrendering and crumbling those boulders in my waters that were agitating my flow, I'm so blessed that I did it this way. So that energy, I can't just hold on to it. I had to use it. I had to exert it somehow. And I wanted to naturally do it with force. The fighter in me wanted to come out. And so what did I do? I channeled that energy into my creations. I started crafting. I started getting really into it. Started focusing on making beautiful things. I started channeling that frustration and making something beautiful with it. And it became a part of what it is. So in a way, I am so blessed that I came to where I came to now. And so I'm locking my hair because I got through some really deep and dark things that I shouldn't have had to go through, but I needed to. I needed to because I evolved. I evolved rapidly. And it was excruciatingly painful. And the more painful it became, the faster I evolved. It was amazing. Because I am resilient, and I know that I am, and I am what I am. I just knew that I could overcome. And the community, they came together and they lifted me up. My past, I felt like I had to do it all alone. I felt like this was my battle. No one's going to give a shit about me anyway, so I had to do it alone. I didn't want to burden people with my problems. I mean, that's how I felt. I didn't want to burden people with my problems because, again, no one really cares. That's how I felt. But I approached it differently. The love that I had already felt in the community before any of this craziness happened was why I reached out to them. And I didn't carry all of it myself anymore. I allowed the divine to work through others to help lift me up, to help me become the person that I became. And so as I'm working on my hair today, I'm reflecting on all the gratitude and the thanks that I have given to everybody out there. And that they've given to me too. So I'm working my hair today, not setting affirmation, but I'm working my hair today to lock in the gratitude and the love that I had received in my time of need. Now, sure, we all have financial struggles. Sure, we all have things that we need physically, like, for home, for our kids, or clothes, whatever. We all got those kind of needs, yes. And it's find a way to get help. If you can't support, get it for yourself, figure it out. Figure out what you got to do. But for me, I trusted in the divine to help me through it. I trusted in the process of going with the flow and letting go. I trusted in my abilities to create and trusted in my abilities to lift another up. Even though I was hurting, if I had a good day, I made it a point to share what was given. Because I had some abundance with positive energy. I shared it. Rather than using it and then, doing my own selfish things. Because it was given, I naturally paid it forward to others. And then I would have my dark days again and go through my rounds, and it was the cycle, and it seemed to happen every other day almost. And I just was like, this is amazing. But I constantly worked for love. I worked towards gratitude. I worked towards humility. I worked towards peace. I worked towards tranquility. I worked towards the things that I wanted to bring into this world. I stayed true to the very things that I'm teaching and talking. I stayed true to that. And I rapidly evolved. So today in my dreadlock journey, my hair maintenance that I'm working on with myself is the self-care and love. as I explained before. My hair is an expression of who I am. But today, I'm locking in all the gratitude and the thanks and the love from this divine, amazing spiritual community. And I'm locking it into my hair. I don't care. Because without them, I don't think I would have my daughter right here with me right now. I really don't. The fact that I can just have my daughter with me and she can wake up and come up and give me a hug and be like, Dad, I love you. I love you. Like, I wouldn't change that for the world. I am her superhero. And that is the most amazing experience as a parent. I've had so much taken from me. So much. So much. I've had to start over I don't know how many times. From ground zero, from nothing. I moved out here to Idaho with $300 in my pocket and a broken truck that I hauled out here on a U-Haul trailer. I became something. I did it. And I'm still doing it. It's just a different way. I'm still putting forth the effort. I'm still going through the rounds. I'm still doing what I have to do. But today's self-care, it really is about the greatness of this community. And I'm locking it into my hair. I want that to be a part of my journey now. The power of being united with a community that is there to help you and lift you up and help you become the best version of yourself. I couldn't change that for the world. I just couldn't. And in my journey with my dreadlock hair now, I'm so grateful that I have found my family, my soul family. I'm so grateful that I've found a place where it's just about the positivity and love. The acceptance of, yeah, that was my journey. That acceptance of, yeah, I did have to go through that. But I've become greater than I could have ever imagined. I've been molded into a being that I would have never imagined even a year ago. I would have never imagined myself being here right now. A year ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 3 months ago. I didn't think anything would have happened. And it did. And I became that. So, guys, my message today is about gratitude and thanks. My dreadlock journey represents all of that. The progress that I've done, how I have evolved spiritually as a being in this body, as a soul in this body. My hair is a reflection of my love. And every single crochet, like, look at this. This is a 0.5 millimeter crochet hook. It's literally, and it's as sharp as a freaking fishing hook. Like, I've stabbed my fingers so many times. And, oh man, get it underneath your fingernail, that'll make you cringe just even thinking about that. But yeah, it's part of the journey. It is what it is. But guys, I am so grateful to be here right now, to be a part of this life, to embody all of it, to bring the divine to the spiritual ascension that this earth is going through. Because I am working on myself, I am helping humanity. Because I'm choosing love over fear, I'm helping humanity. Because I'm freaking taking self-care for myself because I love the person that I am, I'm helping humanity. I'm doing the inner work for me to help everyone. Because when I'm in abundance of my energy, when I'm in abundance of my happiness, when I'm in abundance of my love, I'm paying it forward because of all that was given to me. And so what if I give more than the next person? I don't freaking care. It's not a competition. It's not about winning. It is about winning, but it's not about being the victor amongst others. It's not about being the number one winner. Sure, everyone's going to be a winner. Yeah, that's awesome. But, what really that means is we're all equal. My story is just as important as yours. My journey is just as important as yours. We are equal. We are one. And it's through this whole process and journey that I've been in that I now realize the power of being united for a common good, for the betterment of humanity, not in a selfish and malicious way, It's like if I'm in abundance, now I can help, and I'm going to help. I'm going to figure it out. Now, sure, I want to go out and, help people financially with things. I want to go out and give people jobs. I want to go out and feed a family. Like whatever it may be. I want to do those kind of things, but I can't because I don't have. It's like I'm not in abundance of that yet. But it's like that's what I mean is I couldn't have got to where I'm at now without the help of others. There was no way I could have made it with 2 kids, a dog, a broken down 64 Chevy pickup, and $300 in my pocket. There was no way I could have done it. And I had nowhere to go. I had no room. My credit was completely tanked because of the pandemic. And, it just, I couldn't have done any of this alone. So, as I'm locking my locks, you can see how they're getting nice and tight. They're not all floppy. But as I'm locking each of my locks, I'm remembering all the greatness that was shown to me, all the kindness, all the compassion, all the love, all the light, all the support. Like I'm literally, me maintaining my hair now is to lock in that love that was shown to me in a time of need. That love that I've given to others in their times of need. All of that is getting locked into my hair right now. So guys, I love you so very much. You've all now are going to be a part of me. Because that's how powerful it is that we unite together. That's how powerful it is that we come together to help one another. It's how powerful it is that we trust in our neighbors, that we find understanding with our neighbors, that we respect our neighbors. The Bible talks like do unto your neighbors or do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. Well, like I said, I talk about it all the time. I want to create the world that I want, and the way I'm doing it is by doing it for me. What am I bringing into this world? I want love and kindness. I want my children to go outside and play and not have to worry that they're going to get abducted and put into some fucked up, sex trafficking ring, or some crazy adrenochrome, processing plant of torture. And I don't want that fear anymore. I want to create that reality. And how am I going to do that? By working on myself. By fixing those fucked up evil things that always come over us, those doubts, those miseries, those malicious things. Because it does happen. We're only human, but I work through it. I heal through it. I bring light to the very dark things that present themselves, and I'm so blessed that I can be here right now. So, guys, if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and hit that like and hit that subscribe, and share this message. That this is my dreadlock journey. I crochet with this little tiny little fish hook, and I get in this trance, this energetic trance, kind of like when I'm wire wrapping and I'm weaving, and I start channeling. But because this is self-care and it's attached to a spot on my head, it's more powerful. There's emotion and feeling attached to each little hook and crochet that I do with my locks. And I'm so blessed that I can have the greatness of everybody a part of me now, strengthening who I am, helping me become a beacon of hope, helping me become the lighthouse in the storm. Like, that's what I'm working towards, is I want others to find the strength in themselves that they can do it too. And the only way that they're going to know and learn this is by seeing people walk the walk alone themselves. But I was never alone. I was never alone. Hi, baby girl. So this is my little one. I love her so very much. She tells me how much she loves me all the time, huh? Mm-hmm. Do you love me so much? Yeah? You gonna do my hair? Yeah? She likes helping me out everything, but she's so cute. So we're going to conclude this. I'm at 40 minutes now. I didn't realize it'd be so long, but take a time to love yourself. Grooming yourself is one of the best things that we can do for our nervous system, for our spiritual growth, for our ascension, for everything. Take care of yourself. Not just physically, I mean emotionally, take care of yourself. Spiritually, take care of yourself. And physically, take care of yourself. I've got lots of work to do. My body ain't perfect. The way I kind of see it is like restoring an old, let's see, one of my favorite cars, a 57 Bel Air coupe. Oh, love those things. But it's like I'm restoring a 57 Bel Air right now and juggling everything else at once. So it's baby steps. It's a process for me to heal all the damage I've done to my body for decades of time. And so, it may take that long to fix everything and all the damage I've done. But the bottom line is I'm actively doing it. So I love you guys. Again, hit that like, hit that subscribe. And we'll stay tuned for the next episode. Oh, so she wants to show her toys before we go. So we got these cute little toy trinkets. These cute little moon babies. She loves them. We've been making bath bombs, and so I have a feeling we're going to be putting these in bath bombs. These little tiny ones here. We need to change your clothes today.
It's ready.
We got a little quartz crystal mushroom. So cute.
Dad,
so have a wonderful day, guys.
I'll show them off.
Okay, she's going to show them off.
Got this blue one. It's an owl.
You got a blue owl? Very nice. Okay.
And where's my mushroom?
It's right there.
Oh. Okay, so. Oh, I got these two mushrooms.
You got those two mushrooms, yeah? Those stone mushrooms.
This.
So this one here is super cool. It's a little dust cap for your phone. Keep the lint out. But this is tied to a labradorite piece, which I'm learning a lot of these negative absorbing and protecting stones actually have EMF harmonizing and balancing properties to them for your cell phones.
Oh,
I have that to it. I have Shungite with my phone too.
I lost one of them at Gmail's house.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll find it. Cricket will find it. My mom's dog likes picking up stuff off the floor.
And this?
So helpful with
it's
that.
probably not on the floor.
It might be under the couch, you're right. Probably fell under the couch.
Got this little trinket. It's a bunny.
Yeah. Okay, well, you all have a great...
And we got this, whatever it is. It's only something.
Yeah.
And we got this little hamster.
We do.
Pink. I'm going to put it next to the blue owl.
Uh-huh.
We got this mentine thing, whatever it is.
You love your little trinkets, huh?
And we got this bear. It's green and pink.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, we got this one. We got twins. We got two of these, one at my mom's house and one here.
Nice.
We got two of these. They're twins. But this one has special glitter inside. So it's a special one.
Uh-huh. Okay, we're going to say goodbye to everybody. So wave and say goodbye. Bye. I love you guys. Till next time. We'll talk to you later.